Your mind's job is to think, but it can't think if you don't create room for that. And so there's this concept called white space. It's essentially thinking about your calendar. It's identifying pockets of time when you have nothing. They call it white space, right? There's nothing written. A lot of us fill our white space with noise. Sometimes it's the TV. A lot of times it's the TV. You gotta get used to just turning that thing off. Do not take the TV out of your bedroom, first of all. It's a terrible idea. If somebody else is listening, they have it. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Research shows across the board that TVs in your room is a bad idea. Phone apps. As soon as we get bored, we turn on our phone, right? And what a lot of people don't think about is the radio in the car. Now, I subscribe to the same thought as Lafayette, where I will play like classical type music in the background because it gets my mind wandering in creative thought. It's different than when I'm listening to like country music or something and I'm just reciting what someone else is saying. There's a difference between allowing your mind to be creative and think and then filling your mind with noise as far as what somebody else is telling you to think, right? If you're watching TV or you're listening to country music or rap or whatever you like, right? They are giving you their thoughts. They're controlling your thoughts. Same with your kids. Pro tip with your kids. Turn off the TV and see how creative they can be. I guarantee it. My kids every week come up with a new business idea. Do they execute them all? No, not really. But my daughter once came up with this idea of having a bath bomb business. She's 6. I helped her out a little bit. She did it, and 1 week later, maybe 10 days, she made $250. You know what I mean? I made a lot of bath bombs, but other than that, it was all her ideas, all these little things. She was just allowed to be creative. Like, no, you can't watch TV anymore. No, they get it sometimes. Not a bad parent, but anyways. So, think about when you've already come up with all those with your current ideas, right? Without being intentional about your space, like with your quiet time, like I'm talking about. When do you right now come up with those ideas? When you're sleeping, right? You wake up every now and then, like, man, that was a good idea. When you're in the shower, how many times do you come up with a good idea in the shower, right? When you're going on a walk, right? All of those are times when you've quieted the noise around you and allowed yourself to think. In the car, if the radio happens to be off, is a great idea. So my creative process is literally just being intentional with my quiet time. Instead of just watching, I love to watch sports and stuff like that. But if I have an idea or I kind of want to come up with an idea, I don't sit here and say, a lot of people will go, I want to make money from home. And then they'll be like, I just don't know how. No. So take your notepad, there's a tip, right on the top, make money from home ideas. And then sit somewhere and just write any thoughts that come to mind on the paper. Be careful not to filter out anything that you think is a bad idea or not possible or maybe something out of your comfort zone. Don't filter those out. Just write them down. And then as you write, leave some space because often other thoughts that will domino from those first thoughts. And that's how you can get to something creative. A couple pro tips of what I do. I keep a notepad in my car and I keep a notepad by my bedside, on the side of my bed. Because in the car, I come up with an idea, but honestly, when you're driving, your thoughts can go off track real quick. And so I will write the idea down. There's been times I've woken up with an idea and thought, I'll go back to bed and I'll just remember in the morning. I always forget, right? How many great ideas have we gone back to sleep and forgotten? So that's 1. 2, have a couple of designated spots. John Maxwell says you should have a thinking chair. I don't have a specific thinking chair, but I have about 2 or 3 spots that I know I can go sit down with a notepad and I can write notes. And I almost always do it at late at night when everybody's asleep. I'm talking 11, 12 o'clock at night. I'll sit down and start writing. And sometimes I did this the other night for our lunch. and my wife got up in the middle of the night, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and she said, "Wow, you were wide awake." I was just sitting on the couch, just writing my notes, and it was late. But that's when I can think. There's no distractions. Nobody comes in and interrupts my brain, and so I can just sit there and write and write and write and write, and it just makes me a really happy person. So that's how I be creative. It's a long explanation, but it's all about just being intentional with your quiet